carries, but happy to take the Vayne in the last matchup, and it's actually Echo. So LGD disagree with us, think Echo is a ban-worthy champion now against Condi.
Yeah, getting rid of it. M3 going to take away Callista as their first option here. Flame getting rid of the Rumble, not wanting to play that one. Of course, Looper plays a decent one as well.
Himself.
Yeah, just says, I don't want to play it anymore, guys. We are done. Azir is going to hit the bench. So no Azir coming out of Dade. Does like the Dreamer Flame. Interesting. So Flame not going to grab that. Of course, was his most recently played champion, and LGD did okay on it as well. They are going to take away the Gragas though, and you may think about this hover right now as being, we want to pick up the Gragas for ourselves, but I have a feeling that they're just trying to get it out of the hands of Condi.
Yeah, force him onto an uncomfortable jungle one more time. They've taken away the Echo because he proved that he can play it in the team fight situation, definitely. So, agreed. Narrow down that champion pool. See if you can force him onto the Lee Sin and then take advantage of it as the game gets towards the 25-30 minute mark.
And you can see Flame was actually having a bit of a grin there. We'll see what is going to come through for LGD as we move down the pick order. But already picking away that jungler means M3 have a few options. Of course, Condi can go back to the Lee Sin if he wants to. We'll see what he decides to do as Looper considering his options as well.
Rek'Sai is still available as well.
Yeah.
Second most played for Condi. You know, I don't think it is his best champion, but certainly is serviceable taking that one onto the Rift.
Yeah, I haven't been as impressed by his Rek'Sai, but see what he does decide to do. Still loads of options. As Looper considering Love City's Thresh one more time around. Condi is hovering the Rek'Sai, 2 seconds to go. Does look like that's what M3 wants to take into this Gragas. Very standard matchup here of sort of early pressure junglers, lots of CC, and they can build into some pretty tanky guys as well as Flame. Actually considering going to a horse. We'll see. LGD with 30 seconds to make up their minds.
And you know, Gragas, a lot more pick potential in the mid game, able to get in there and...
Sorry, I just saw a slight grimace on Flame's face when they were hovering the Maokai. Now things are looking okay.
Yeah, now he's happy again. So, so what I was going to say is Gragas brings a little bit more pick potential and able to get the flash body slam, knock people back into your team, whereas Rek'Sai, vision control, the map presence that she gives you. Two completely different champions, but it's funny, do the same thing early game, farm the jungle at an incredible rate, keep themselves nice and healthy, and try and impact lanes with their ganks.
Yeah, and you can get there pretty healthily as well, like you were talking about. SMLZ considering a Caitlyn now as the Corki was locked in, banned away in the last series. So Godvi has grabbed that one for Imp, so Imp with a lot of power, but SMLZ with the range. And Caitlyn Thresh. It's a pretty disgusting lane, but not necessarily as oppressive as the likes of a Caitlyn Janna, something where Caitlyn can really take over. Stardate once again, Looper hopping on the Shyvana.
So hovered the Gnar there to really see if he could get a counter matchup going into the lane against the Hecarim, but opts for Shyvana yet again, going to take a farm-heavy top lane here. You would have to think maybe they're thinking of lane swapping.
Thinking of a lot of different things here. Imp actually considering going over to the Diana that Godby showed a whole lot of carry potential on. Blind picking a Diana though, is that dangerous?
Yes, it is. Melee assassin in the mid lane is not something you generally want to blind pick, but Godby can take that one if he so chooses, and it looks like he wants to.
Yep, so that's his decision. See how that works out as we move in. There's no need to laugh at me, you know. I just needed to ask you whether that was an odd decision to make because I wasn't sure.
The way Godby covers for it is we saw yesterday. Takes teleport as soon as he has 400 gold, or better yet 500 gold. Backs, teleports back into lane. You're about level 4 at that stage. Picks up a second ring for himself in consumables.
Yep.
And that nullifies the weakness of being a melee laner. As soon as you have double ring, you're incredibly tanky. You take a second point into the W there as well. Means that you can be abusive in how you shove up the lane. It's very hard to gank a double ring assassin.
Well, M3 are just going to grab the Victor here for Dade. He's going to grab that one into the mid lane. Of course, Godby showing that it was a very powerful champion in the last game. Dade has proved himself to be quite the Victor player as well. Of course, as soon as he made his way into the meta, Dade jumped onto that train, and we'll see how it goes against the Diana. But Diana not necessarily known to be strong until that level 6, until that Lunar Rush really gets in there so you can close the distance.
And they've got a good 1-3-1 split push on the side of LGD. They've got Hecarim in the top lane with teleport, Diana mid lane with teleport. matching one with Shyvana is going to be an option, but matching them both is going to be incredibly difficult. Maybe they give some extra farm over onto the Rek'Sai just so he can hold a turret and try and siege up with their Caitlyn and Victor and shove down waves, but it's going to be a difficult task to, I guess, ask a jungle Rek'Sai to stand up against a mid Diana.
Yeah, that is going to definitely be tough, and we'll see whether the turret is going to be enough to help him out as far as that's concerned. But
last night it wasn't.
No, that's the problem here. And the fact that you want to be building that Zhonya's Hourglass so early on as well is going to be a problem. And
actually, last night I think that Godvi went with Nash's Tooth as his item. Yeah, so he went double Duran's Ring, Boots and Nash's Tooth. So went a little bit more of an attack speed split pushing build, which is why I bought it up, because now with the 1-3-1 available and a very good duelist build, Nash's Tooth in a 1v1 situation means you proc that passive so much more often. And he was able to use it in teamfights to proc double passive and then jump back in as that guy just got denied. Meant that he was blowing people up. At least he had a chuckle about it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. You got to shake it off, you know? Don't.
Story of my life.
Okay, good. Oh, my goodness.
You thought I was going to say that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I definitely did. And it would have been a big problem here for us. The desk would have been an uncomfortable place. The game not quite in just yet, ladies and gentlemen. Slight issue as far as getting onto the Rift is concerned. So still hanging around, still waiting for this one to happen. That's why we're talking about Taylor Swift.
Sig.
Yeah, still waiting. For you to shake it off. It's absolutely fine. I'm not even sure what we're talking about anymore. But I very much like the consistent damage Diana build. I like that one a lot. Of course, you do a lot more damage to turrets as well because you can proc that passive so much more often.
Exactly right. I know you like it because I see far too many Sated Devour and Nash's Tooth Diana.
But there's no need to bring it up, okay?
But, of course, this is not that patch, so thank goodness we won't see it coming through there. And I'm of mixed minds. I honestly like Diana as a teamfight starter for your team. Her ultimate is so far range, especially when you get towards a level 11, 16 and on a low cooldown, that if you go Zhonya's and you dive onto a priority target with a flank, get that Moonfall and really CC everyone up, you can start off some brilliant team fights for yourself. So I respect Diana as a split pusher. I think she's actually one of the better team fighting assassins that we have in the league, and maybe underutilized in that area.
Yeah, and you can also, once you have that Zhonya's Hourglass, it's very similar to a lot of these other sort of mid lane sort of carries that really want to get in amongst it. I'm thinking the likes of sort of a Vladimir or Lissandra of old. Of course, God be playing that one.
She reminds me of Lissandra or TF.
Yeah.
Dive into the back line, get people stunned up, get the slow coming through there. Of course, it's not a stun. It's like a movement display. It's like Shockwave. And then get the slow and then Zhonya's.
Yeah, and you can see we are going through the lineups now. Godby taking the Diana into the Victor, like we've been talking about for the last little while. But let's move to the bottom side of the map. Imp has picked up the Corki into the Caitlyn. Of course, Caitlyn was picked afterwards, so SMLZ deciding that that's going to be his best option. PWL once again on the cow as Love City is going to pick up the Thresh this time as well. So both of our supports feeling pretty comfortable where they were in the last game. But you have an interesting opinion about Corki into the Caitlyn as far as the matchup is concerned.
I actually think Corki beats Caitlyn in a lot of the 2v2 lanes. Just able to trade well with burst damage, and it's hard to zone after level 6 because of the rocket.
Yeah, it does get difficult, but we are going to get onto the Rift. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for Game 2, LGD versus M3. And yeah, Spawn has just collapsed onto the table now, just because I get a little bit keen to talk about getting onto the Rift.
Just jump the gun there a little bit, Atlas. You can't do that. But, oh, Flame Looper, the horse versus the dragon. Here we go.
Yep, mystical animal battle already won by Looper because, of course, horses exist. Burnout actually doing a whole lot of work. So burning out better than rampaging.
But in the same sense that horses actually exist, human females exist as well.
Oh yeah, but she can be a dragon.
Well, he's half a man.
Well, Connie's going to discover Flame here, who doesn't have Flash. Remember that. PWL makes its way over there. Double knockups to come in, but First Blood already over to Dade on M3's side. It's going to be answered here as Looper falls down. Both of the top laners dead already, but there's the Dark Passage. And M3 going to disengage. So 100 gold, the lead in that trade for M3.
They get the first blood onto Dade, who goes back and grabs a second ring. So the mid lane going to be a little bit more oppressive this time for Godby. However, Corky gets a quick start, can go back, grab a longsword if he chooses, get into the bottom lane, and try and wreak havoc, but it doesn't look like he wants to. The lane swap coming through. Yeah, lane swap has already happened here. SMLZ actually going to help Condi out here, taking down this red buff. Of course, you can do that because your support player is going to freeze for you, as Luther wants to steal this.
Yeah, there is vision for both sides, actually. Luther was discovered, but Xiaoxi and POL hanging around in here.
Oh, he missed it.
Yep, Xiaoxi able to actually
But he's going to get a little... That's... So Xiaoxi denied level 2 by Luther because he stole the little...
Cinderling.
Cinderling. I knew the answer to that. It's a question. He stole a Cinderling, and you see already Dade stacks the wave up, looking to deny Godby some CS. Needs to be careful of the double knock-up gang.
Yeah, Godby, I mean, does have level 2. So that Pale Cascade is there just to make sure that he's got the shield. Dade with the 2 Doran's rings, though, like you were talking about.
Oh,
Flame?
Flame, no.
What the heck is that Sentinel doing there?
I think that was...
Bit of a visual issue.
Maybe.
In this particular game. Maybe. Unless he was just hanging out.
No,
like, oh, there he is. Pop back. Thank goodness.
Belly bop back into reality. Oops, there goes gravity. Oh, goodness.
Oh, my. Okay, went from Taylor Swift to Eminem. I don't know which direction we're going right now.
Forward, onward and upward.
Yeah, definitely correct. Scuttlecrab is going to be taken down here as Looper and Condi making their way around the jungle as well.
And we said that Godby wanted to get the early shot to get the second ring. He hasn't been able to because generally Diana does a very good job of shoving up the lane with her shield and auto attacks. Hard to break through without the AP. Of course, Dade has the extra AP there in the form of the second Doran's ring, so having a much better time shoving in this Diana right now, although it has been ganked.
Yeah, there's the headbutt pulverized. Godby coming in. They've got a lot of creeps, but it doesn't matter. Gravity Field going to get a double stun here as POL just trying to auto attack him to death. The cow grabs the third kill of the game. Dade, there's a semblance of a smirk on his face right now.
He legitimately is like, this happened 40 minutes ago, and I paid no attention to it.
Well, Godby pretty happy with the assist now. 4 CS behind, able to head back to base and grab himself, like you've been talking about for quite some time, that extra ring.
And has teleport to be able to get back into the lane a little bit quicker. See whether he is willing to burn that cooldown.
Isn't. Just understands that Dade, he's walking back as well.
Wants to meander back into lane.
Casual stroll. POL just going to pulverize some stuff as the cow-horse combo. Farmyard bottom lane for LGD doing some work. SMLZ working these headshot procs in to make sure he's got as much damage as he can onto these two, so he doesn't get dived or anything like that.
We don't have a Hillbilly Gragas to complete the farmyard.
Oh my goodness, old McDonald Gragas. Dana not going to get Death Raid, but Dade, M3 looking to return the favor here in the mid lane to LGD.
This is going to be
Oh my goodness, there's going to be so many people here. Dade, Xiaoxi is going to get the slow with the barrel. There's the gravity field. Xiaoxi's getting it turned around on him as POL tries to get the knock-up, does get it on multiple people. Xiaoxi in there as there's the flayback. Flame making his way through as well. So much damage actually as the horse comes in. There's a 3-man knock-up one more time. So much CC available for everyone as the Moonfall did come out from Godby. Trying to turn this one around, trying to get as many procs of anything as he possibly can. As we saw, it was only Condi falling down and everyone having a laugh about it.
Yeah, so in the end, Flame able to grab a kill off the back end of that trade. 1 for 1, I think, was what occurred.
Look, I'm not sure what happened. I don't know. Look, yep.
Yeah, 1 for 1. I'm going to say jungle has died.
Yeah, good.
And top lane has picked up the kill. Very good. Okay. Detective.
You're fantastic at this one. Dade grabbing himself another assist, though. Godby missing a cannon creep there. Disappointing stuff.
But has been able to claw his way back into the lane with equalizing CS.
Yeah.
Now going to look to get some deep vision, maybe a Raptor camp for himself.
He can grab the extra health as well out of taking this tunnel down. Has to commit a lot in order to take down the big Raptor. Condi just trying to sense some tremors around here. Does find Xiaoxi.
Sense some tremors.
He's got tremor sense. What else does it do?
I think it relentlessly pursues. They're going in.
Yeah, Love City looking for the distance. Dade's here as well. Xiaoxi's going to get Death Raid. Dade tried to lock down the kill, but Condi, he's going to grab it for himself. Not enough damage with that auto attack proc from the Q. And M3 still managing to take some names, but the gold is so close.
Fantastic use of what Rek'Sai brings to a team comp there from Condi. Able to use the tremor sense to sense some tremors in the ground, as you so aptly pointed out, and pick up an isolated kill on the jungler. Went for the Sightstone as well to just ensure that the vision was there, and really well played.
Yeah, it's nicely done. LGD going to move the lanes back towards this bottom side as well, probably considering Dragon timings and what M3 wants to do around that neutral objective, but see how they go as far as this Corki into the Caitlyn matchup is concerned.
Yeah, Wave's pushing back, so Corki doesn't even have to extend anything right now. As you can see, he can just farm creeps from a distance with rockets, and this is why I don't mind the matchup too much, because Corki has a lot of options once level 6 has been reached.
See Xiaoxi full vision of M3, but he is able to lock down that red buff. Condi does know exactly where his opponent is. Oh, SMLZ might be caught out. Love City, though, he's going to die. Imp grabs the kill. Yordle Snap Trap going to mean that they can't grab the Caitlyn, but easy 2v2 kill here on the bottom side of the map.
And now they're sending Xiaoxi in as well, seeing whether they can pick up a double. Instead, they just push SMLZ off turret, and you can't win a lane as Caitlyn in a 2v2 situation. Things have gone bad early.
Yeah, had the BF sword as well. That was only the phage out of Imp. Not a lot of extra damage from that one. Of course, you want the Sheen if you want to be really trading well. Dade, he's going to be discovered, rocketed by Imp as well, just to let him know that he was there.
Dade's fishing for the ward. He wants to know whether it's in the brush or whether it was around the corner. So you can see he's walking repetitively back over and forth where he thinks it is, just to make sure through body language that that is where the ward is.
Oh, okay. So based on how his sort of opponents are reacting in the lane.
So as soon as he walked around the corner, they kind of walked back up. He walks back and they back off again. He's like, hey, there's a ward here.
Or my opponents are yo-yos. Not entirely sure.
I was like, I have no idea what that has to do with anything. Yo-yo makes a little bit more sense.
It wouldn't have made any sense at all. But I guess I could understand if you were thinking that I was going to say something like that. Dade going to continue to farm out this wave, though. Is behind in farm at the moment.
That cannon creep was proving more resilient than others.
The horse versus just a lady here in the top side of the map. As Flame's able to
big CS discrepancy right now for Flame. Getting that helicopter going, has been able to pick up a lot more CS.
Yeah, and actually Flame took the Ignite as well, so no Smite to come through. Not going to be having that Cinder Hulk earlier on. Not going for sort of the tanky build early. Although he has a Spectre's Cowl. So interesting. Normally we see the Trinity Force first out of this particular summoner choice.
Wow.
Oh, there's the flash body slam onto Dade. Godby's going to moonfall him back. Forced to use the flash, but Luna Rush. It was there. Xiaoxi.
Got him.
Is he going to get killed? I have no idea. No, not going to happen. Not going to die just yet.
Yeah, Dade getting picked on in the mid lane. After getting a very early first blood, hasn't been able to translate that into anything because Xiaoxi has been all over the lane.
Yeah, and Godby actually donated the Scuttle Crab there as well. Probably wanted as much gold as possible to grab that Nash's too as early as he can, but we're going to see it again.
Yeah, so Godby dives in, makes sure that it has the ultimate reset. Xiaoxi with a great ultimate back, delivers into Godby. And Dade burns both summoner spells, the ultimate as well. But not able to live.
Yeah, Godby actually hasn't been able to pick up any of these kills just yet. See whether he can grab some as this game goes.
23 CS advantage, however. So
I think he'll be okay.
Sure, he's okay.
Lupa trying to flame breath these creeps away from the turret as Flame's just relentlessly pushing forward.
Teleport available for Flame. Lupa not for Flame.
Yeah, Yordle Snap Trap is going to stop Godby from making his way in, but SMLZ already taken down to 400 health. Love City, he's going to fall down as Imp grabs that kill. Luna Rush back in again. Moonfall's going to lock down SMLZ. Double kill for Imp as Lupa and Condi trying to take down Flame. Hasn't got the ultimate anymore, just used it to try and get out. There's the Prey Seeker. They are going to have to try and dive this one as the Ignite's down onto Lupa. He's going to die. That's a 1-for-1 trade. Tower goes down the bottom side, and Flame's pretty proud of himself.
So I'd love to see a replay of that, because I think Lupa actually baited the ultimate by teleporting in sight, and then Flame dove in to try and stop it, and the jungler was waiting there to counter gank it. However, can't be sure. That's just me doing a little bit of a detective work from how the ultimate was on cooldown. LGD pick up first dragon.
Yeah, so multiple plays around the map, and going 1 for 1 in that trade was fantastic as well on the side of LGD. They grabbed the first dragon, 19,000 gold to 16 as well. 3,000 gold is the lead, of course. So M3 going to need to do some work, and this isn't the early game that we saw out of them last game.
Certainly is not. Haven't been able to grab any advantage whatsoever. Already a 3,000 gold lead. Turret and dragon taken by LGD. And 0-0-5. Got to be doing the best he can to get the rest of the map going.
Probably not intentionally. He probably would have liked some of those kills.
Benefit of the doubt, mate. He's a nice man. God be given. I'm sure he'll take it away as well at the end of this game.
That's a good point. Well, SMLZ does need to be careful as Flame doesn't have the ultimate just yet. But Dade, speaking of which, going to lock down Godby for a moment, but there's the Lunar Rush. Descens comes through.
Wow.
There's the Dark Passage as well. Dade still in trouble, but is going to lock down the kill. And Love City, right place, right time. Lupa a little bit worried about the 3 people hanging out under his turret, as Imp's going to be able to lock down the kill. POL's going to eat himself a tunnel to grab a little bit of health back, and Godby hopes that he can actually lock down this red buff.
Yeah, you say Lupa looked worried, but he was just farming creeps even with 3 people in there. Xiaoxi counter jungles away a red buff, second of the game that he's been able to pick up. And right now, LGD just have every answer around the map.
Yeah, LGD really doing some work this time. Flame is going to try and take away his own red buff, but Condi's looking like he's going to be able to steal that one away. Flame with no smite, not going to be able to lock that one up. And SMLZ able to get some free time with the turret.
Yeah, so hopefully M3 able to knock down a turret here, because it has been a very accelerated game on the side of LGD. You can see Trinity Force already finished up. Nash's Tooth already finished up there. They're the ones with the completed items against components only. Imp.
Yeah, Imp needs to be very careful here. Dade with a lot of burst damage. Imp, no mana left over.
Dade had the ghost. Chooses not to burn it to see if he can stay in range.
We're not going to get
Flash
there.
was still available.
So probably wasn't going to be able to lock himself down to kill.
But this is what they need to do as... Wow, Xiaoxi.
Yeah, explosive cast just to try and get the minions away from the turret is going to work for a couple of seconds, but M3, they do manage to lock that one down, take down the outer turret. First one
rotating
in
top
the mid
lane.
lane.
This is really crisp play out of M3 right now. Understanding where they are on the map, that they've just sent back the AD carry who has all the mid-game pressure, not actually going to commit because they find a stray blue buff on the side of the map, but you can see exactly what they were going for.
Yeah, LGD looking to try and close in, but POL maybe a little bit early here. Love City going to get knocked up, but there's Unbreakable Will. POL, can he stay alive for long enough? Flame, there's the onslaught of Shadows. Lupa delivered to the team. Not quite the member they want, but Imp, he's going to take down SMLZ. Chaos Storm just moving around a little bit aimlessly here in the middle of the fight as Gravity Field zoning away the members of LGD. POL flashes over the wall. Oh, Dade follows in though. Death Ray is going to be pretty aptly named in this situation as Imp, he's trying to do a whole bunch of work. Lupa walks over the makeshift equalizer as Imp trying to do the best that he can to grab the kill, but the shutdown goes to Lupa, and Dade, he now has to deal with the 2 tanky members of LGD.
He's like, Lupa, come back. Lupa's like, I am out of here, buddy. 4 for 3, LGD's favor.
Yeah, Flame able to lock down that last kill. 13-8 now the kill score. 3,600 gold now the lead for LGD. Flame's had a great time on this horse. Grab the Spectre's Cowl as the first one just to make sure he can lane against Lupa, and now he's going towards the Trinity Force.
Yeah, so has been also able to pick up Ninja Tabby for himself. Make sure that he's durable against both the auto attacks coming out of SMLZ, doing absolutely nothing again this game. And we keep going back to it, but Corki, Trinity Force, Boots 2, as well as a Bilgewater Cutlass against not even Boots 2 and the makings of Infinity Edge right now. SMLZ is in the biggest power drop of his life, and Imp is loving League of Legends today. He is like, it is a great day on Summoner's Rift. I got my towel, you know.
Yep.
What a beautiful day. Birds are chirping, sun shining.
I think you painted us the picture. I liked it a lot. But no, he's definitely had a great time, and it hasn't necessarily been Imp getting focused out this time around, as he did manage to get taken out by Lupa towards the end, but he'd already done his job. Got all the tanks incredibly low. Ready to get destroyed.
So Looper, the only surviving member last time. We'll have to see whether he can continue to have some good showings on this mid-game Shyvana. Of course, should be quite strong right now, but the whole of the M3 lineup, you just feel how behind. Oh,
yeah, there's the explosive cask. Belly Bop going to work there as well as SMLZ looking to try and get there, but Moonfall's going to get him away from the lantern, and Godby just pops in to pick up a kill.
Yeah, first kill of the game for Godby. Had been relentlessly feeding beforehand, 0, 2, and 6, but finally picks one up for himself.
Relentlessly feeding the rest of his team kills, I think is what you meant, right?
Of course not. Godby bad player, Imp God.
You're off the edge. He's off the edge, guys. Oh, looking for it. Not able to get some damage back on Imp. Death Ray going to find him as well, but PWL just missing that one a little bit. By a little bit, I mean not finding it at all.
But only has to expend ultimate to be able to stroll back through, so not really much expended, and Godby going to be able to chunk out this turret. You mentioned the turret-taking ability that comes through with the Nash's build. You can see it right there.
Yeah.
Oh, LPL wants it.
Yeah, he's looking for a death sentence. There's the double crescent slash. Oh, flash into the flay. There's a knockup from the Unburrowed. Boxes down. Godby has to be very careful, but Love CD just going to get it turned around at him. PWL's here. Flame's going to teleport in. There's the big one from Imp around the side. They take the Dragon in the meantime as M3, they're turning it around. Double kill for Looper immediately. Dade turning up in the nick of time. Imp so close to dead. Prey Seeker even more damage. Oh, is he going to get there? Xiaoxi's going to lock it down. There's the smite for the kill. As Condi comes in and grabs it.
And so much damage coming out of Dade's Victor there. Delivers the double kill across to Looper. Surprised, actually, it's only 18 minutes, so I'm not very surprised they didn't beeline towards Baron because it is still an infant in the ground.
Yes. Not going to happen this time. Minute and a half, Spawn.
But let's take another look at that fight. So Godby gets collapsed on, picks up the first kill pretty much 1v2, but then Looper on the back line. This is what we're talking about, the huge ultimate that came across. Dave, the immediate double, and then Imp is just sought after. He is a rare commodity right now, this AD carry, and they do not want to let him get away. Burn both summoner spells. Good body block came through there from Xiaoxi. Made sure that both the flash and the smite had to come through, and I cannot believe it either.
Yep, I understand. I understand. That was in fact our face.
We are empathetic.
Emphasis on the pathetic. As Flame is going to make his way towards the top side of the map. Imp locking himself down, a red buff. As M3 are around this Baron area. 30 seconds until that one's finally available on the map. Double Randu and Zoman for M3's tanky members.
Sought out once again in his jungle, going to counter jungle away. Another blue buff. Here is M3.
Yeah, the double smite. Able to.
Do need to be careful because there is a Godby with teleport available, but he wants to take a turret instead.
Yep, Abyssal Scepter's picked up by both of our mid laners. Abyssal Scepter and the Natural Boost. Pretty decent combo for Godby if he wants to be getting right into the faces of everyone. And
it looks like this is what they're going with. They're trying to stop the split push right now with Condi. So we'll have to see whether that Condi is able to stand up to them. Although Xiaoxi, looked at Baron there. That is a very cute combo if they're able to start that one off with Flame especially.
Yeah, not going to just yet. Flame looking to finish off that Zeal on his way towards the Trinity Force. Very close to that, about 800 gold until he has that big item. Now the Home Guard boots as well. Teleport, I believe, halfway done as far as that cooldown is concerned. Grabs his Trinity Force. And this Hecarim definitely moving towards his power points right now.
The whole of the LGD lineup are going to be 3 completed items for Imp on this back. You see the needlessly large rod picked up for Godby right now. And SMLZ is still in the trough. 0, 3, and 4. Yet to finish up Boots 2. Hasn't got the Phantom Dancer coming through as of yet. Any of the members, any of the carries, maybe even Xiaoxi, finds SMLZ at this part of the game, he's dead.
Well, Flame looking to grab him. Devastating charge has been popped. Doesn't want to dive it. Doesn't know where anyone else is. So Flame just going to head back towards the minions and continue shoving out this wave. It is going to be Godby on the top side of the map. Does have teleport available. Can get around wherever he wants. Love City now walking over a ward.
To the split push.
Yep. SMLZ making his way back towards the lane as well. Oh, Dade tagged by one of these rockets. Big one comes through, actually gets a lot of extra damage down on the Victor. And him continuing to do work. Now with the Blade of the Ruined King, you were talking about the fact that this LGD lineup able to pick up a bunch of items very recently. Certainly able to. That 4,000 gold lead translated into items very well for this squad right now.
Certainly has Lupa baiting his own blue buff right now, seeing whether he can get anything done. But the problem is Godby's on the top side of the map, unanswered. He's going to be able to take all of the health of the turret probably in the time it takes anyone to get up there.
Look at the passive. So much damage. I think Moon Touch Blade? Something like that? Not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that.
No one else knows, so you can just play it.
I don't think
From
so.
this day 4.
I have a feeling you can mouse over it in game. Oh no, I've given it away. 5,000 gold though the lead here for LGD. They're continuing this one out. SMLZ taking as much as he can on the bottom side, with Flames already there to eat that one up.
And M3 probably needs to give away the next dragon. I'm just looking at how much power is coming through here. Probably another completed item relatively soon for Godby. He's gone back and finished his boots as well.
Do you think this is a game where Mercury's Treads would have been a decent option?
On Godby?
Yeah.
He's just doing true damage to so many of the carries.
Ah, the fact that they had to build so much armor.
Yeah, exactly right, coming through there, and they haven't had the chance to finish up the likes of a Locket, something like that, to be able to shut him down. And honestly, Merc Tread's in team fight situation, definitely. Right now, Godby's just split pushing, so Source Boost is probably a better option.
Yeah, just wants to do as much damage as he can. Xiaoxi is going to be able to lock down that one as he is discovering wards, but wants to kill Condi. That's the more important option.
Flame hit the brakes there. Going quick and then just stopped immediately. So yeah, as I said, this is probably just needs to be a 4-footed dragon coming through right now from M3. They're 5,000 gold behind. You look at the relative power coming through, especially on the AD carries. Also the top laners right now. Flame has a Trinity Force, has the makings of the Spirit Visage coming through there against just Saranduan's Omen and the Cinderhulk. Blade of the Ruined King, Trinity Force against just Zeal and the Infinity Edge. Unless there's a huge headshot crit to start this one off against him, going to be a difficult objective to contest it, trying to trade it for the top turret.
Yeah, not to mention M3 not having a lot of wards around. Nice cheeky one around the back of the pit though. Lupa can teleport in and make a difference, but remember double teleports from LGD means that they can have both of their solo laners there at any point. And Flame's not even wasting that time. He's just hanging around here already.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, all of the map control is in LGD's hands. M3 have to force right here, and they have. They've pulled out the dragon.
Yeah, the rockets are coming over the top from him. He may be out of position. There's the double belly bop as the flashback from... Oh my goodness, everyone just getting bouncy castles. In comes Godby. Moonfalls around. Imps just playing frontline Corky right here. Flashes after Condi. Godby Luna rushes over the edge. And Lupa, the last man standing, getting delivered to the carries. Xiaoxi's starting these fights so beautifully for LGD, and this is going to mean Baron.
Certainly is, and M3, you just have to question what they were doing in that position. Flash is available for Xiaoxi, able to deliver Dade, the only real threat left on the M3 lineup, into the waiting hands of all of the team. Burns both summoner spells, ultimate can't get away, gives away Baron. When all they had to do was give up Dragon, all of a sudden 10,000 gold is the lead. Let's take another look at it. And M3, they force this objective, and Dade just gets absolutely demolished. Nothing he can do against that engage coming through. PYL flashes a wall, gets a beautiful headbutt pulse combo, and then Imp and Godby just tear house.
Yep, everyone just gets obliterated. Condi has to get back in, gets slowed down by the Moonfall as well. And you can see Xiaoxi just wanders away. He gets down low, used his health completely as that tanky man's resource. And I've been so impressed by this new jungler for LGD.
Yeah, certainly has. He seems to fit the MO in a terrific way. Able to get a lot of the fights started where I guess we were hesitant about TBQ's early game.
Yeah.
Xiaoxi is able to come through, put a little early pressure. 2-2 and 10 again.
Oh my
Having
goodness.
a great game, you know. Rek'Sai a couple of games. Now he picked up the Evelyn onto the Gragas. Showing up huge for LGD.
Yeah, things looking good. Better even than his Rek'Sai games that he showed us before. So Baroned up minions now heading down the lanes. LGD looking to try and put some pressure down, want to grab at least a couple of turrets from this one. But look at the items that have come down. Flame now has that Spirit Visage. Cute little cloth armor in there as well.
They're going again.
Yeah, they're looking to try and start something else. Xiaoxi's going to get locked up, but takes no damage at all. Condi actually almost dies from his initiation attempt, and Godby's going to take down an inhibitor turret. Flames pushing in the top lane. So much damage from this Diana. There is no answer from M3. They're now coming over.
The answer is to sack the mid lane. Imp able to take another turret. Now he's working on a second base turret. M3 have no idea how to respond.
Yeah, not enough damage out of Dade as well, as Imp's actually going to get that one curved through onto him. Ace in the hole doing a bit of damage to the Corki, but Govy still pressuring this inhibitor on the bottom side. Yeah, Flame's going to be pressuring the top side. Trinity Force is no joke coming out of this Hecarim. And M3 have no idea who to pressure. Where are they going to do this? Inhibitor falls down in the mid lane. Godby going to grab the one on the bottom side. That is going to be top lane now. Everyone able to converge. 3 inhibitors down all at once for LGD. And M3 are just suffocating this game. Xiaoxi now going to get caught by the death sentence. No one really cares here because M3 unable to kill him at all. And Godby just takes it to the Nexus turrets now. Condi wants to start something, not going to be able to. Loop up. There's the onslaught of shadows from Flame. Dade gets delivered. Xiaoxi locks down the kill. M3 under their own Nexus turrets are getting obliterated. Imp able to take down Condi. Xiaoxi finally falls down. SMLZ walks into it. My goodness, the phosphorus bomb damage from Imp is just so huge. Flame somehow survives the wrath of the Nexus laser. And the super baroned up creep's going to be able to take down this Nexus. And LGD, this is what we were expecting. This is the second game yesterday against Snake as opposed to the first.
Yeah, come through in emphatic fashion and completely obliterate M3, who are now 0-4 in the last couple of games. Definitely not what they were looking for, but Imp, he's all smiles, picks up the 3 points, moves them a little bit closer towards that third spot that they really want to secure by the end of this split. And that was beautiful League of Legends.
Fantastic.
A horrible call coming through from M3 to start it off, but credit to LGD. They're the people that got themselves in that position, put so much pressure on, weren't able to get the Caitlyn out of the power rut, and Imp and Godby just taking over.
Completely ridiculous. And this is exactly what we were talking about at the beginning of this series. When we were leading up to this, we were wondering what LGD were going to do. And you spoke about the fact that LGD often play so well from ahead. They're able to just close out their games clinically. It wasn't what we saw yesterday against Snake in the first game. They weren't able to use that style. But this, we saw a poor Dragon attempt from M3 get punished by the game being taken from out of under.
Exactly right. And you know, we talk about Vici as a team that plays the map well, but they slow play. LGD play the map just as well, but they fast play, meaning that if you give them anything, they immediately try and take the maximum. Is it riskier? Of course. Does it bite them sometimes, like in the Snake game? Yeah, it's going to. But when they get teams like that, games like that, just looks like they're going to be unstoppable, and a very well won 0-2 series there for LGD.
Yeah, incredibly well played, and we'll see whether LGD can carry this through. Picking up 3 points is a huge deal. You mentioned it already, but LGD want to try and get to that top spot, and we're not going to see very much sort of out of them this time as far as the experimental play that we saw at the end of the last split, given the gauntlet style of playoffs that we're going to be running into now.
You look at the third spot, it just looks so important right now. It looks like EDG and Xiaogu are going to be nearly impossible to budge out of the 2 spots, just because it's so hard to 0-2 them. They take splits against nearly everyone or beat them to get the 3 points. But LGD, if they can claw their way up to contest with the Snakes, the OMGs, the IGs,